somebody who has been getting outs for the Mets, that's Nolan McLean. He's been impressive in his first two starts. What stands out to you, John, about his stuff, and how significant could he be for this rotation down the stretch of the season?
Well, it's the spin. I mean, very few pitchers can spin it like he can. I know I talked to Matt Holliday, the great former Cardinal and All-Star player, who was a coach of his at Oklahoma State, where he was occasionally known as the Cowboy Otani, which I love that nickname. I'm not sure it's going to catch on, but it's the spin. The guy has a spin rate of around 3,200. 2,600 is considered excellent. He is in that elite range with the Charlie Morton and some of the other guys who have great curveballs and breaking pitches. And, when he came to Oklahoma State, Matt Holliday said right away, that's the first thing they noticed beyond the fact that he had big time power at third base. So ultimately, the Mets gave him a shot to hit as well. He didn't make enough contact, and he made the right decision to be a pitcher, and he has been terrific. I think that has been an outstanding move to bring him up. We were clamoring for it for a little while. They did it fairly quickly. I think it was a good job by the Mets on their part to bring him up, and it seems to be paying off very, very well so far.
One follow-up on that, John. You talked about that, about the clamoring for him to come up. Should the Mets have brought him up earlier? Can you look back and say, hey, this is a guy who should have been up here maybe earlier in the season before the trade deadline?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Look, the first half of the season, they had the best starting pitching in baseball by ERA, right? I don't think any of us were looking for any big changes. Obviously, it was not good, rocky, as you call it, over the next quarter of the season, among the worst in baseball, and that's what made the Mets start looking toward the minors. And they have, three outstanding pitching prospects at the upper levels of the minor leagues, and that is a big benefit. Obviously, McLean already made a big impact, and they have two more guys down there, and maybe one or two of them can help as well.
Well, that's where I was going to go next with you, John, because as impressive as McLean has been, you talked about the Mets, they've got some young arms right behind them, and this rotation is still evolving, still could use some help. Do you think it's time to see Brandon Sproat or Jonah Tong in the bigs? And between the two, who do you think is the most ready to impact this rotation right now?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Jonah Tong. He's got a 1.4 ERA at this point, right? He's only had two starts at the AAA level. He's given up almost nothing. I know a scout who was there at his game yesterday, and he did allow no runs. I guess he was hit fairly hard early the first couple innings. The center fielder bailed him out with a couple of great plays, but another no-run outing for Jonah Tong. And I think that's probably a surprise because a month ago, when you talk about it, it was going to be McLean and Sproat. Tong was at the AA level in Binghamton. He really wasn't on the radar to be brought up. Mike Puma reported he's now being discussed as someone they may bring up. Look, they need a shot. They need another shot of adrenaline. They need something big, too. I mean, obviously, McLean is big, but that rotation needs a lot of help the way things are going. Many of the pitchers who've been very good in the past look tired. Not Peterson, he's been very good. You've got McLean, who's been good. You still have hopes, obviously, for Senga and Minaya. I mean, Holmes has not been bad, but I mean, you got a guy with a 1.4 ERA in the minor leagues. I mean, look, they need some help at this point, right? They've got a small lead over the Reds. I think the temptation will be too great, and rightfully so. He could be exactly what they need to really energize this team.
I love that you said they could use a shot there, John. Do you think it would be too much to rely on two young guys to give that sort of shot to the rotation, or are you just fine with it, saying, hey, that youthful energy can really help this team?
Hey, look, they don't look like a World Series winner right now, do they? I mean, they're 1.5 games ahead of the Reds, right? This is a team with a $300-something million payroll. I think they need to give it a chance. At this point, I'm going to be surprised if they don't call him up at some point because, look, they've got obviously a terrifically talented foursome in the lineup. They have a well-balanced team. On paper, at least that bullpen should be good. Obviously, going in, the rotation was looked at as the weakness. It was great for a half a season, but it is struggling now overall. It's been a little better lately than it was over the last few weeks before that, but certainly not World Series caliber. And, they just simply cannot lose out to the Reds. They cannot let that happen. Need to get in. If you get in, you got a shot. But it's a gauntlet. National League is tough. They are by far the tougher of the leagues. And I think they need something great to happen for them. Probably two something greats, because McLean already is there and he's doing pretty great.